I don't know. Are we going to get a countdown?
Oh, we're live.
Yep, here we go. We're live.
Hey. All right. Well, hey, I'm Bradley Touche. I'm a board member with HEAV, and this is Craig Kanicki.
I'm Craig Kanicki. I'm also
friend.
a board member of HEAV.
Yep. And we've been on the board for a number of years, and we're here to talk about Giving Tuesday and about HEAV and what HEAV does. So starting now until 8 p.m. we're in a double match challenge right now. I think we're up to about $26,000 that have been pledged to HEAV today on Giving Tuesday. Our goal is $40,000. Right. So if you can give to HEAV, then please do so. And we're going to try to give you some reasons to give to HEAV. So, and when you do give, it'll light up our map. We have a map that shows hearts where people have actually given in the state of Virginia. So please consider giving to HEAV. Any amount would be very appreciated. So I thought I would start off by doing something. I'd like to read our mission and vision. You know, a lot of people, know HEAV by name and come to the convention every year, but I'd like to share our mission. Our mission is to equip and encourage parents and protect homeschooling freedoms. And we do that quite a bit. Don't you agree, Craig?
Oh yeah, definitely throughout the year.
Yeah, so we're involved in a lot of activities to do that one sentence line, which is really encapsulates a lot of what we do. Our vision is to shape the future by empowering parents to direct the education of their children, because we believe that our young people, our young children that we're homeschooling can change the world for the good and for Jesus Christ. So everything you donate in the next 30 minutes will be doubled. So please consider giving. So Craig, tell me a little bit about how you got involved. I think I know you and your wife Stephanie homeschooled for years.
Yeah, either you're going out or I'm going out. We're having some streaming issues. It seems as though.
Okay. I can hear you now.
I was going to say, could you repeat? Yeah, can you repeat the vision one more time? Because it seems like you kept cutting in and out, and it may be me, but
okay.
Might be.
So the vision is to shape the future by empowering parents to direct the education of their children. That's what we're trying to look into the future and have happen. We want, parents to be able to feel that they're able to direct the education of their children, and in doing so, they can change the future of our country, of our state, of our local communities.
I'm glad you reread that, because the vision. Oh yeah. I'm glad you reread that, because the vision that goes way beyond even HEAV. What we do as an organization is just to reach every individual that we can possibly reach, and really, again, is through God's will and through the steps of our board. And honestly, we can't do anything without those folks that are listening to us right now. So we do appreciate the community that we touch. And I'm sorry, you're going to say something? Go ahead.
Nope. I was trying to.
You there?
Just paying attention. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, we appreciate the community that we serve in, and we can't do what we do without you guys. So we do appreciate all the homeschoolers, the new ones, the ones who've been doing this for a while. And I even speak about myself, if that's okay, Brad. We homeschooled since our kids were in second grade all the way through graduation. Now they're all young adults. I'm a retired homeschool dad, which I never thought I'd ever say out loud, but what a great feeling to see my young adult children, I guess I could say my mid-adult children now, going about their own lives now and touching the community in ways that I never saw as a dad, but they're able to do things through their church or through service that I think through our homeschooling venture, that kind of taught them just how to give back. And so anyway, I'm proud of my kids. We homeschooled so all those years, and now when I look back and see them, I hope one day that they would choose to homeschool as well.
Yeah. So we've also asked our kids, and we have 4 all adult children now, and at one point or another in their lives, they were all four homeschooled, and we homeschooled for, I think, a total of about 20 years. And, people ask us sometimes, why do you do that? I mean, that's got to be hard. Well, it's kind of like this, the Peace Corps, the hardest thing you'll ever love. I mean, it's amazing
Yeah.
how much we have loved it, and how much of a challenge sometimes it was, but it was well worth it. I mean, what we wanted to do was not just see the lights come on in our kids' heads when they really got a concept or understood something. We also wanted to teach them our faith, and we wanted to have curriculum where we were teaching them Bible, we were teaching them, about biblical values. So that's really another big reason that we homeschooled. And it's
that's awesome.
So I mean, it really was just an amazing journey for us, and now we serve on the board and are happy to be continuing to be able to give. So, I know a lot of people may ask, well, gosh, I mean, I'm just a mother, or I'm just a father, with a couple of small children. How could I homeschool? So what would you say to them, Craig? I mean, how could you encourage them? Because we didn't know anything when we started. I mean,
same, and I'm sure when I speak to other homeschool families, and it's almost kind of the same story, where we took it 1 year at a time. And then that 1 year at a time ended up just dissipating. And then we just let God lead. And then now we look back, and now it's the best thing that we ever decided, but really it was God led. It was totally God led. And if it wasn't for him pushing us down that road, I mean, you and I wouldn't be sitting here talking together, but still, I mean, right. We looking at our kids now and seeing the growth that they've done and been and gone through college. And now we've got an older son now going through masters in music. I mean, that is just unbelievable to see him walk through that life, even still a student at 27 years old. But it's just it was an amazing adventure. And then when I do talk to other younger, I say younger because everybody's younger than I am, but when I talk to younger homeschool families, it's just giving them the encouragement that just one day at a time, and let God lead. God lead. We didn't know what we were doing, but God did. And we followed his lead, and we were just obedient. And now I look back, and it was just such an amazing adventure for us.
That's right. And now, I mean, now there's so many great resources out there for homeschool families to be able to homeschool. And you have an organization like HEAV that is ready and willing to help you do that, because we really believe in what homeschooling is all about. We heard all the people that would say, hey, well, what about your kids? How are they going to do in school? Well, you have a son that's getting a graduate degree. Our oldest is an attorney in Alexandria, Virginia. So he turned out okay. So, I think, I think one of the things
he must have taken after his mom.
Yeah, definitely after his mom. definitely the biggest influence in their life. But I'm going to get you later.
So I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, I think, it's beautiful to see how, our kids have turned out. And I think a lot of homeschool families get that experience too. It's not just what you're teaching them through the curriculum, and teaching them, Bible, if you do that. But it's also about the bonding that you have with your kids. I mean, we know our kids very, very well. And because of all the co-ops we went to and all the other homeschools they were around and children of all ages, and they were comfortable. Our kids are comfortable talking to people of all ages, not just people their age.
That's true.
Which I think is pretty neat.
That's exactly right. That's right. Yeah, because I know I'm a public school graduate. I'm going to be honest.
Well, I am too.
I'm a military public school, and we stuck with our group. And I look at my kids now. There's no group, meaning they meet the elderly, and they're friends with folks like that. I mean, they're friends with just about anybody. And I think that's what homeschool taught them, just to be confident in themselves, because it really didn't matter the group that you were in. So yeah, that's a great point. Hey, Brad, I'm looking at some of the things about why HEAV, and I see about 12 bullets here, and I wonder how many of these 12 bullets that like why HEAV? If we're talking to these folks and we're asking them to give, why HEAV?
Well, first of all, I mean, HEAV is committed 100% to the success of homeschooling in Virginia for homeschool families. We recognize that parents lead their families, and that the children in those families belong to their parents and
That's
their
right.
families.
That's right. Amen.
But not just that. I mean, the money that people give to HEAV, it is efficiently used. I mean, that money goes to HEAV homeschoolers, to creating content for homeschoolers, to creating content for leaders of co-ops, for just helping create resources for homeschool families and people interested in homeschooling. The convention is obviously the most visible thing that we do, but we do so many other things on the side. So that's one of the things. I've been on the board for a number of years, and I just see an organization that's just 100% sold out to really helping homeschool families do a good job and raise their kids well, and do it in a God glorifying way, and in a way of excellence. So, that's what I see.
I'm also looking. Sorry, go ahead. You're saying I interrupted you.
No, I said that's what I see most prominently about HEAV. That's why some of
the items. Yeah, some of the items that I know that HEAV does serve, and that maybe some don't even realize we do, and that's really to protect the homeschooling freedoms that we have. Now,
yeah, so can you give some examples of that?
I can, yeah, but a lot of families get into homeschooling, and a lot of the freedoms are already there. They're already baked in, and if it weren't for HEAV, in a lot of respects, we wouldn't be where we are today. Again, I know that bill that came through last year. Do you recall the bill? I can't recall the bill number right now.
Yeah, but it was a Senate bill. 1042, something like that.
It really was. Yeah, it was something, and it was going against religious freedom.
1031, Senate Bill 1031.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And I speak that because I know that even though we take some of our liberties for granted because of the years of battles that we've gone through in the legislation, nothing saying that we're not going to have another senator or a rogue senator to push another bill that could turn it all upside down, and then here we are. So we've HEAV and our legislators, we're there every day. We're reading every bill. We are anything that happens to come up that mentions the word homeschooling or changes the homeschool lifestyle, we make note, and we're there fighting.
We also want to make sure. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, we also want to make sure that, sometimes there's bills that are put forward that have no intention of restricting homeschooling, but just because of the way they're worded, they could potentially.
Right.
So our bill readers are even checking those out very, very carefully to make sure that homeschool freedoms and liberties continue in this state. So I think this year we're going to have another fight with not a fight, but we're going to have some challenges with our legislature again about, trying to restrict homeschooling or getting rid of the religious exemption. So this is why we do encourage people. We're not trying to cry wolf or anything. This was a battle last year, and it could be again this year. And of course, our trust is ultimately in the Lord. But we do encourage people to give to HEAV for this reason, because the money you give goes to really helping us to educate and also to just fight for homeschool freedoms. And a lot of people don't know that we have representatives that are monitoring every one of the the school board type meetings and things like that, to make sure that there's not overreach. And we want to assume the best of our legislators and our community leaders, but we need to trust but verify.
Yeah, in light of the new administration. Yeah, in light of the new administration coming next year, and you said fight. I'm going to say the word battle. It's going to be a battle, just to keep all the freedoms that we have, and that we don't lose any of that. So, any donations you tend to give tonight or throughout the rest of this evening, that's going to go towards that fight. So we appreciate anything that you can provide. I know Actually, yeah, it was you're right. It was SB. I'm looking at the note real quick. It's SB 1031. But continue the fight. I mean, we as board members can do what we can do, but we do have many volunteers within our organization that are standing in the gap. And you family members that are homeschooling as well, if you want this to stay as rich as it is, and then as thriving as we are today, if you want to stand, if you want to be as equally as thriving as it is now, we need your help standing in the gap. So if we need every family member here to step up. I know when my wife and I chose to homeschool many years ago, it was just based on a calling. It wasn't because we had to. We weren't thrown into it. It was a calling. And we have the heart to, at least even today, as my kids are now graduated and moved on, we still have that calling that we need to keep homeschooling free within our state. So I say all that, it's just we can't do this without you. We can't do this as for volunteers. We can't do it financially. We can't do any of this without you, because I think we're in a vital time right now. As we get into 2026, it's going to be a battle, and we really need the help. Everybody in the battlefield.
That's right. Call to arms. So we are, obviously this is a great day to support HEAV. So please, help us get to our goal of $40,000. We're on our way there, but we really need your help to be able to make that goal. And that goal will make it possible for us to continue to be the eyes and ears, on the legislature and everything going on in the state. And also, like I said, helps us create content and give direction for homeschooling in this.
Are we in a double match time right now?
We are double match. Right, double match.
I just wanted to say that out loud, making sure that everybody hears that again.
Any money you give, help us light up the map, and it'll be double matched, which is awesome.
Do we have that map graphic? I'd love to see that map graphic, because I want to call out some counties. Look at that map graphic on screen right there. See, and I'm saying that because I'm looking at my Powhatan County. There's no heart in it. I need to fill that county with a heart. But of course, I wish I recognized all the other counties and give them by name. But if your county doesn't have a heart in it, please make that be you. We'd love to have you light that county up with a heart.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah. But looking at the state, that is phenomenal to see what has transpired today. That's awesome to see.
Yeah, look, we even have some folks up on the Eastern Shore. That's terrific.
Yeah, fantastic.
I love that. So, I mean, we're talking about why now, why give now? And of course it is Giving Tuesday, but, and we've already talked about the, potential legislative, threats and things like that. But another reason a good reason to give now is that homeschooling is growing. Obviously we had a big bump in homeschoolers during the COVID pandemic rather. But homeschooling continues to grow, and there's a reason for that. There are families that feel as if, maybe they just want to have more control over their kids' education and what their kids are learning. And we all know that there are some challenges in the public school system. There really are. Mm-hmm. And this is one of the main reasons that my wife and we were not forced to homeschool. We chose to do it. It probably had something to do with, before we even had kids of our own, we took care of 5 children of some good friends, and they were all homeschooled, and we were blown away by how, really well these children were doing, how well adjusted they were.
Right.
And so we felt like, hey, we're not much different from our friends. We can do this. So we do encourage you to consider homeschooling and to continue to homeschool. And like I said, please give to HEAV tonight on Giving Tuesday to help homeschooling continue to grow and thrive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited to see what the results at the end of, I think midnight is where we go. I'm excited to see where we end, but I know that whatever dollars given, we are very thankful. We appreciate all the efforts that are being made for each family member here, or at least hearing the sound of our voice. But I tell you, I'm excited to see the future of HEAV. I'm excited to see the future of homeschooling in Virginia.
I'm too. And we are doing a lot of praying too about this coming season that we're walking into. And we need to know where our faith is. But with faith, we need to put action. And so with our prayers, we need to act. So let's make sure that we are financially supporting HEAV. And thank you to everyone who's given so far. We
Yeah,
are so thankful to you. We're about 70. Look at that. We're about 70% to our goal,
70% of our goal.
which is terrific. And
because they're listening to us talk. That's what it is, Brad. Come on, keep it up. Keep talking.
I think it's you.
Keep
I think
it
it's your
going.
beard. It's your beard. Yeah.
It's gotta be the beard.
Yeah, it's terrific. So you know, we're very excited about today. We're also just very excited about homeschooling and HEAV, and we want to, like I said, we want to really be on top of things as we roll into this legislative season that's coming. And we want to represent homeschoolers well, and we want to be able to defend the freedoms well. So thank you for those who've given already. We are greatly appreciative of you. We're so thankful of all the HEAV members out there. And if you've never joined HEAV, please consider that. It's not a big fee to join, but it would be wonderful to have you join our numbers and help us continue to fight for homeschooling.
Be part of the family. Be part of the HEAV family. Brad, let me ask you this question. So have you asked your kids when they get married and start having kids on their own, if they're looking at homeschooling?
I have.
What have they said? What have they said?
Yeah, they said yes. I mean, I have one of them for sure that said yes. It's like they looked at me. One of them looked at me like, "Why are you asking me that question?" Of course, I'm going to homeschool.
Because it's important. That's why.
It's very important. But yeah, we've had a couple of our kids say, "Yeah, I'll think about that for sure." But we've had a couple that are just definite. Yeah. But I think they've all had great experiences. I can say that as the parent. I mean, you'd have to interview them yourselves. But you know my kids. You know all my kids.
Yeah,
You've
right.
talked to my kids, and you
see what they're
like.
You're right. I will. Yeah.
So yeah, my kids. And how about yours? I mean, what are your kids saying about
take after their mom?
Yeah, very good.
So I've got one married, and he's the one obviously that's in masters right now. But they're already talking kids, and they're already talking homeschool. They're again. Yeah. I know that curriculum has changed quite a bit since we brought our kids through it. But they've asked us to hold on to our curriculum. So we already got one already looking to homeschool their kids before their kids are even here. So that's I'm not a grandparent yet, so I don't know what that feels like, Brad.
So you're going to have some heritage, a really great heritage there if your kids homeschool as well. We want to encourage it. I mean, mainly because I think it's important in our society today. And homeschool graduates are really pretty well. They're recruited by a number of the universities in Virginia. I know for sure.
That's right.
And some of the big ones are recruiting these homeschoolers. And why is that? Why do you think that is, Craig?
Well, I'm thinking because at least I'll speak specifically with my kids, not yours, but at least they go into college well prepared. They go into college as self-studiers. They go into college with confidence, because we always taught our kids, and I always say this to a lot of homeschool families, if you teach your kids to love learning, you win. Because then they can take that whole love learning mentality throughout the rest of their lives, whatever they apply it to, and they just continue to learn, and they love to learn. So that's why I think with homeschooling kids going into college, that they're already a step ahead of what is being spoon fed, and I say it that way when it comes to like other private schools, even public school. So that's why I think that they're being recruited for colleges, because they want to be there and they want to learn and they want to be educated.
Yeah, I agree. I think there, at least in our kids, we saw, and some other families, homeschool kids, there was a kind of a seriousness about their learning. They really thought it was important, and there was a connection between why they were learning these things. Why was I needing to learn these things? They seemed to understand that, and I think a lot of the colleges and universities appreciate that. They appreciate the serious-mindedness of it. They appreciate the work ethic of a lot of the homeschool students that come into their universities and colleges.
That's right.
And it's not to say that every homeschool student is like that, but I think
right.
What we're trying to say is, as parents, when you're really involved in your children's education this much as a homeschool family, you're teaching a lot more than just reading, writing, and arithmetic. And you're having most of the time with them where you're teaching character, you're teaching,
integrity,
work ethic, integrity, Yeah, you're teaching how to get along with your siblings. You're teaching, a lot of things about how to be a good citizen. I mean, there's many times my wife took our homeschooled kids to the voting booth. I mean, just to see
same.
what,
That's right.
Doing your civic duty is. I mean, and they seem to understand that now, which is great. And so I'm saying, I think there's a lot that good that can be done in homeschooling. And so therefore, really want to encourage all of us to continue to support HEAV and to give today on Giving Tuesday.
Let me highlight one more thing. I'm saying this is Double Match Challenge is on right now, right? Double Match Challenge right now.
Double match.
Okay, just make sure. If we didn't say that at the beginning, I want to say it here at the end.
That's right. Great. Good. Do you have anything else you want to share, Craig?
Actually, I don't think so. I enjoy the time with you, Brad, but I also enjoy being able to share a little bit about, because you and I both are retired homeschool dads, right? So I really enjoy being able to share the experience that you and I have had, because other families are not that far behind us and they can do this.
Right.
And they are doing it. And they are doing it. And again, with God's grace and God's direction and just being obedient, just continue to fight the fight, families, and continue kind of coming alongside us as again, we're on the HEAV board, but come alongside us and let's take this to the next year of 2026 and see what we can do. Yeah.
And help us serve you better.
Oh, yes.
Help us serve you better, because there's things we dream about doing. We just don't have the resources to do just yet. But we have some great people that work for HEAV and tons of great volunteers. So please help us to help HEAV get even stronger.
Yeah, because that's amazing to me. The volunteers that just touches my heart to be able to see how many families come just to lend a hand. Even if it's something small, it's not small for God's kingdom. So continue to volunteer. If you're not volunteering now, we would ask, just come in, step in. Again, step in the gap. We need you.
Amen. Absolutely.
Hey, yeah. So, I mean, I honestly don't see much more on what we probably have not already covered. I'm sure today was a full day with Giving Tuesday, and a lot of folks have gone live. But I say, but again, we're here to serve you, and we're here to do what we can as an organization. So please keep us in your prayers. The fight's not over, and we want to continue fighting for you. But keep this organization in your prayers, and then definitely we would ask this to just. If you have not given, please. And if you saw that map, if that map comes up one more time, if you see a hole in that county, please we'd love to see a heart filled in that county right there.
That's right. That's right. Let's put hearts on every single county. That'd be wonderful, actually.
I'd love to see more than one heart in each county, though, Brad.
Of course. Multiple hearts.
Over. But I don't have anything else. But I do. Thanks to this, I thank you for this time and that allowing us, at least my wife and I, serve alongside you and your wife, and of course Ann and the board. And it's such a pleasure and a blessing just to be able to be a part of this organization.
It is. It's a blessing, and I appreciate your asking folks to pray for us. I think that's so important. Just for us to have wisdom in leading the organization. Mm-hmm. So, and thanks to everyone who's listened to us tonight, and we really appreciate it. And I think it's about time for us to sign off, right?
I think so. I think we've hit our hour. All right.
Well, it's been great talking to everybody in cyber world. And again, please continue to give to HEAV and continue to pray for us. And we appreciate you a great deal.
Have a great evening.